And we're in. Sidon. Good timing. You beat me to it. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for jumping in so early, mate. Time to do Inktober stuff. Oh, we're gonna have a bit of a echo there. Sorry, I forgot to. I've got the stream in the background, so it's gonna be a bit of an echo. How are you doing, mate? Have you had a good week so far? Frederick, you're in here too. Good to have you here. How are you doing? What do you guys think of the... You were here early, nice. What do you guys think of the cleanup of the Discord? I think it looks a lot better now. And got the... Hey Riffy, thanks for jumping in. Yeah, we've got the roles now. It doesn't really do anything. I think it's a good, like, a little addition. Some of you guys have picked different ones as well. Sidon the Fire Warden. Riffy the Frog Soldier. Or Frederick, you still need to pick your role. Riffy cooking dinner, so maybe inactive for some time. No worries. What are you making for dinner? Right. I'm going to be rolling this up. Before we get started on this drawing. You guys are first ones in, so you will have the privilege of being my rollers. Frederick, I'm good. Made poor Toad, as you can see. Yeah, I really like that. That was a great illustration. I like your style of art. See, it's like with Illustrator. I'm so useless with Illustrator, but it's like such a clear image as to what it is. It's really cool. Sidon, I love the concept of Firewood. It's nice. Yeah, I want to do something with like controlling the kind of incoming grass. It was actually an inspiration from a book I read called The Book of Coley. And I promise I thought up the acceleration before Book of Coley. And my mum actually was the one who said that my project was very similar to this book. But it's very, very similar. It's like based in the British Isles. It's post-apocalyptic. It's humans who live in this world. And there are some kind of creatures. But most of it is like fear of the forest. The forest is the big danger. So all the plants are quite dangerous. So it's not exactly the same. And then the style is set with... the world before was a little bit in the future, so maybe like 2030 or 2040. And it's about humans discovering things like iPhones and how they would kind of use them, so it's really cool. But yeah, very, very similar to what I've kind of designed here. Why was I talking about that? I can't remember. Anyway, so that was it. The Fire Warden. So that was my idea, is that because a lot of them would just like cut back trees and stuff, and I was thinking, oh, what would be a cool way to keep trees back? So I thought, oh, burning them back would be pretty cool. Someone on one of the streams once mentioned about people importing like seawater to salt the land around towns, which I thought was a really cool concept. I might have to come back to that. Sidon, you know, it feels weird knowing half of cities in Canada have British names unless you're in Quebec. Yeah. Well, it's like New York, right? The closest city to me is York. I guess Old York. But New York is obviously much more famous. So loads of them have different names. Like in North America in general. I think have very similar names for sure. Lazy Crow, hello Badger Bard. What did I miss? Not much, mate. Thanks for jumping in. Good to have you here. We're just about to do some rolls to try and decide what to have for my first FAETOBER. And I thought of Genecraft before Warhammer, before I learned about it. Okay, right? I was like, oh, how old are you, sir? Before, yeah, that's cool. I think the idea of like almost like an omnipotent emperor is awesome. Because I think there's a few books that do it differently, but like yours seems different as well. But I like the idea that they're not a good guy. That's my favorite idea with like this leader who's all powerful and he's not a good guy. It's a bit like Homelander in The Boys, or the Emperor in Dune, or something like that. So it's a great idea. Riffy, it's kind of hard to translate. To put it simply, sausages and porridge. Nice. Okay, right. So we got our stream in so far. Before I know that, we got Burlington and Old York. Sidan's far from omnipotent. He's very powerful, right, Sidan? Okay, we're gonna get these rolls on the go. I don't know if I can do like a. I think there's a roll feature in the Discord. Let me check. Put roll. Oh, we do. Okay. Are you guys able to use? I don't know if you're able to use a dice roller in the Discord. Are you guys able to do that? So I'll say what I'll do is I'll get each of you to roll a die, and we'll have that as whatever I'm drawing today. Or if you want, you can just roll it on whatever device you're using, and then I'll trust you to tell me the truth of what it is. Hopefully something cool. I said that many things have happened without his knowledge. He's tricked some into believing he is. Sounds like, yeah, that's like the kind of guy he is. Make other people think he's super, super powerful. Let's go. I don't get that I can make animal limbs, but when I try to make it semi-human, I can't get the hands right. I feel you. Yeah, I try to hide hands as much as possible. Hands and feet, or I make feet like little triangles. That's my way of getting around it, but it's not easy trying to draw human-shaped hands. Right, so let's get some rolls on the go. Sidan was in first. So Sidan, you get to roll the Fae. I'll let you roll the Fae to choose the D20. I'm not sure if you're able to do that in the Discord, but if not, if you want to just roll it on whatever your rolling thingy is. Yeah, so Dino has a dice roller, but I don't know if it's just me who's able to do commands with Dino. Well, Sidan, you're going to do the Fae. Who was in second? Frederick was in second. So Frederick, you get to do the job. And Riffy, you're in third, so you get to do the vibe. Oh, you rolled 18. 18. Slow worm. Wow. Okay, that's a difficult one. Oh, he did. Oh, didn't see you guys roll. Okay, that's fine. 18's good. Frederick, do you want to roll 2d6? Tell me what the result is. And Riffy, can you roll 1d6 and tell me what the vibe is? So this is to help me draw my thing today. Oops. Okay, Frederick, you draw on Hatter. Okay. Slow worm, Hatter. You're Hatter. Okay, cool. And Riffy? 4. Gloomy. Slow worm, gloomy, Hatter. Oh, that's difficult. That's a really difficult one. Let's have a look. Slow worm. I've only seen a couple slow worms in my life. The problem is they don't have any arms. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cheat here. Saidan, do you mind rolling me another d20? Just to see what the other Fae is, and I'll see if that strikes more inspiration. I think Hatter and Gloomy are good. But Slow Worm is a tricky one with a Hatter. I can imagine it with most of the other ones who have arms. But a Hatter, what could that be? Four. Deer. Okay. Deer is good. Okay, I think I can do deer. Right. Let's give it a go then. I'll do a few thumbnails to try and figure this out. I'm just going to move my microphone so I don't scare you guys when I accidentally slam it. Second, let's go to my phone on silent. Okay. Right, we'll figure this out. So deer. I'm going to do deer, Hatter, Gloomy. Let's do a few thumbnails. Do just a few really small ones. Let's see if we can come up with something cool. Right, so my first idea is like, if maybe he's like if he's got like a hat rack on his antlers, right? He's got like a variety of hats. And maybe it's like a bit rainy. He's like stuck outside. Something along those lines. It's not very good drawing, but that's fine. Or maybe one Slow Worm has turned actually gloomy right now. Maybe I could do a Slow Worm. Let me think. I think Slow Worms are chill little dudes, but they just kind of look like snakes, don't they? Maybe so I can get some inspiration from Pinterest. Pinterest is always a good place to have a quick look. So I do. Let's have a look. Let's do sad merchant. There's so much AI slop. Oh, Pinterest is such a good resource for stuff, but there's so much AI in it nowadays. It's crazy. Sad shopkeeper. We do. Sorry, I'm just looking through. I'm looking through Pinterest now just to get some inspiration. Bit of a tricky one. And it used to be more nuanced but character, but I made him irredeemably evil, but add more depth to make up for it. Yeah, it's like the Tolkien thing, right? Where it's like evil's good if the character's got depth. If there's like a reason why they're evil. Like if they're evil to be evil, then it's not good. If they're evil because they think it's the right idea, or if they're evil because of their childhood, or if they're evil because of something, I think it's always like Always makes the character much more interesting, doesn't it? I'm trying to think. I haven't really got much inspiration here. Okay, I've got a good idea. Right. So what if it is, if it's just like do like a deer riding a wagon. Here's like hat wagon full of hats. And it's raining. A bit boring, but I'm not very good at drawing wagons, and I think that could be a cool image, and horses as well. That's one idea. Maybe like a hatter who, oh, I know. So like it could be like a hatter whose shop has been graffitied. I like that idea. That's cool. It's like he's looking outside and someone's like painted his window with like Fae Beast on it. That's a cool idea. Okay. A wagon or Fae Beast. These are the ones I like at the moment. I don't like this one. Don't like that one. One of these two is the best so far. Maybe if we do... I'm trying to think of some other stuff that could be cool as well. Oh, I got a good one as well. So maybe he's in the forest. He's got like his backpack full of hats. And he's being mugged by bandits. I like that one as well. Some difficult choices. Sudden character in your setting. I haven't managed to read all your writing yet. Yes, he's at the forefront. The setting was partially crafted around him. I like the name Saidan as well. It's like a nice, memorable name. I should get a new name. I hate pinging myself every time I say Saidan. I have a tough week, but we'll definitely look through your project soon. No rush. Pierce my finger with a pencil. Frederick, is beast a slur in the acceleration? Yes. Yeah, it's like... I was trying to think of something that would like suit all animals, and I feel like beast is a good one because it's kind of like all Fae. I mean, because it's like it covers all animals, and it's like a bit insulting as well. It's like saying they're not intelligent; they're just kind of like chattel. All right, let me have a look on Pinterest for mugging. Fantasy. I've already bandits, that's a bad idea. Bandits. Fantasy. It's a problem with like rolling stuff on the spot. You don't have time to find my inspiration. I'm just having a look through Pinterest to see if I can get some good ideas. Sorry, I know it's not very interesting. I'm not really doing much here. I will jump straight on it. Trying to get a bit of inspiration. Let's go back to bandits. In fact, we'll do it like a... Okay. Bandits steal from a deer hatter or venison back on the menu, boys. Ah, that's a good idea, Crow. So it's like, I think I talked about them in a previous thing. There was these guys I wanted to do called Skinners. Or no, Fur Trappers. So Skinners were the Fae version. But Fur Trappers were essentially exactly what they sound like. They trap fur, but they essentially don't care if it's an animal or if it's a Fae. So it could be like a hatter on his way back to town with some new products, but he's stopped by a bunch of fur trappers, including a giant fur trapper. Oh, that's a cool idea, Crow. Great idea. I'm trying to think of a cool angle to do this from, like a cool perspective, so it's not just like another simple portrait. A skinning knife. Just got like a fox pelt hat on. Oh, Crow, that's a great idea. Good job. Daniel, thanks for dropping in, mate. Good to have you here. So I never had venison. I don't really like game. I've had boar, I've had rabbit, I think I've had venison. But to be honest, I don't think I liked any of it. It just tastes a bit like grass or like soil. I think it's like ambush. That'd be a good way to a bit of ambush. Yeah, I think it's like a very particular taste, right? Oh, that's a good angle. Okay, so he's like up against we'll do him up against like a pre-tech ruin or something. That could be cool. He's got like the skinners coming up on him. Oh, I like this one. Okay, I think this might be it. We're gonna be human. Perhaps we can do like we could do like a pre-tech monster in the background, pre-tech drone. Perhaps is like being activated by the deer by accident. So it's like all hope is lost, but then a new enemy comes in. Okay, cool, we got it. Crow, I think it was Crow. Yeah, Crow. Great idea. Good job. Riffy, I have Fire Warden for the first day. So, Bard, here's a quick question. Can a Fire Warden set a huge forest on fire if they really want to? Good question. So no, not really. So in terms of like the lore of the Fire Wardens, they use tar to kind of spray the soil and like they do cut back the forest or burn back the forest as much as they can. However, in the acceleration, a lot of the plants are evolved as well, so a lot of them are quite fire resistant. So unless it's like exceptionally dry, it's quite difficult to burn back the wood. It's always like quite resistant to fire. So sometimes they have to cut it back or just get as much back as possible. So fire wardens aren't really capable of starting big fires. It's not really possible to start a big fire unless there was some kind of exceptional dry period. Yeah, hope that answered the question. Rundix, hey mate, thanks for jumping in. Good to have you here. Everything's going well. We've just rolled up the character. So we got, oh, I didn't write it down. It was Deer, Hatter, Gloomy. And Crow had a cool idea to do it as like fur trappers, or there's a deer hatter, but he's been maybe going to get eaten by the humans. So we're gonna work with that essentially. I remember the plants are kind of hard to burn. Yeah, Riffy, exactly. So that's the main reason behind it. Sudden got greedy blacksmith bat. I got apothecary quail acceptance. Poor patient died. Yeah. So similar to some trees that needed bushfire to burn the forest floor to begin to drop the seeds. Riffy, about rolls. My first is Deer, Firewood, and Joy. Oh, you got Deer as well. Yeah. So to be honest, I rolled up all of my characters in advance. So I did it ahead of time. So I've got all mine prepared, except I've blocked out. I've done 10. I've left 5 because we're going to do 5 streams before the end of October. So I'm going to do the rest of them, but I've got some good ones in there. But I think I got something similar to you, Riffy. One of mine was Quail, Fire Warden, Peaceful. So I think I'm going to have to figure that one out as well. So I would never trust a Fae Doctor. Oh no, the discrimination. You hate them Fae beasts. Right, let's get on this. Okay, we've got an idea. Let's see what we come up with. So yeah, my plan is we're gonna do like in fact, he could be like leaning up against like a war titan. And he doesn't realize it. Okay, right. Okay, cool. I got a good idea. So he's leaning up against a war titan, right? And he doesn't realize it. And because he's leaned up against it, it kind of activates it again. And it's that typical like movie moment where, you know, he's backed up against the corner, he's completely outnumbered, and then the enemy run away from him, and he's like, haha, yeah, you get out of here. And then he turns around, and then obviously there's like a war titan who's activated. So he's gonna have like a smug smile on his face. He's gonna be holding it with 2 hands because he doesn't know how to use a sword. A scared pose. Like a deer in headlights. You're gonna have all the bandits around him, and they're gonna start to run away. gonna be sitting on the floor, like he's fallen over, scrambling away. This guy's gonna be running. Ooh. Full sprint. Now you're gonna have a dog as well, with the tail tucked between his legs. Let's practice drawing animals a little bit more. Cool. I think that's a cool idea. Similar to some trees that need bushfires, the forest fires. Yeah, kind of. It's like it's a bit like the trees in Portugal, right? Like the cork trees, which are really fire resistant. So whereas, you know, because there's a lot of invasive species in Portugal that are taking up the space of a lot of these cork trees, I think a lot of them are not fire resistant, which is creating big forest fires. So a lot of them are more like fire resistant. Oh, Cryptic. Hey, man. Thanks for jumping in. Good to have you here. Yeah, Cryptic's one of the guys in the Halloween collab, as you guys know. Cryptic, how's it going with your? I saw in your server you were going to be planning a Inktober challenge as well. How was that going? How are you just saying that? It needs to get started on Inktober too. I'm late. Yeah, we did it last week. We planned this out, so a bunch of the guys have read into it, rolled up for it already. But yeah, we've got it on the way. We got the work going on, so hopefully we're gonna be able to get it finished. We're only doing 15 pieces of art for Inktober. We're not going to do the full 31 because I think it'll be a bit easier to do. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go with that. I think we should manage to get it done. We're all going to motivate each other. So, have you got a lot of guys in your server jumping in to your Inktober challenge, Cryptic? Sidem's racist. Or actually, it's the book. Riffy, what if a deer has turned mad and become a troll, which is a long work period in the forest, so it became a huge monster? Can it become a cause of the fire and catastrophe in the case? That's a cool idea. Yeah, so it's like, it's like a fire warden who got like lost, or a fire warden who was working and was slowly becoming a troll. Because what was yours, Riffy? It was dear. What'd you say? Dear Fire Warden Joy. So yeah, I guess the troll could have, like you said, the troll's kind of gone mad, so it's experiencing joy perhaps, and I think it's a cool idea. Yeah, I think roll with that, Riffy. I think you've got something along the way there. Laser Crow, Titan. Those from before, like the superpower weapons. Yeah, exactly. So there's gonna be a big Titan in the background here, and he's gonna be, whoops. He's gonna be kind of waking up because this deer has bumped him. So let's see how that goes. This guy's gonna be running scared. Ooh, scared face. He'll be in for a surprise when he finds you. Yeah. I'm cooked. Need to start. He chats later a bit, but if you guys are gonna try and join Cryptober, but it's a massive commitment, to be honest. Yeah, that's why we're just doing 15. I think we were talking about it last week, and I think everyone was like, "Yeah, it's a good idea." And then at least you have like 2 days to do each piece of art. So hopefully it just means that everyone will get like a bunch of them finished. And I suppose even if we don't finish all of them, I think it'll still be a cool challenge. Like you're like I'm sure you guys have seen, but if not, if you check out Cryptic's YouTube, he did like a community an art competition, and it was really cool. The entrances were really good. I actually took some inspiration from that, I think, for getting started on the Inktober. So I think we'll have to do something like that at some point, for sure. Yeah, Madness Supremacy, yeah. Okay, so we got scaredy giant guy here. Maybe this giant will have maybe he had like he'll have like dropped his sword or something. A bit too close to the dog there. Do like falling out of his hand. That's a bit too big. We'll come back to that. We'll just do the people first. Myosotis just wants to pop in and say hi. Love the lore about the acceleration. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, we're just doing a... There's a very lore-heavy image today, I guess. We've got a war titan, a human giant attacking, a human giant hunting, a Fae hatter in the Great Forest. So very, very intense, lore-heavy piece of art for today. Look at this titan doing a big smile. Maybe looking a bit, oops, looking a bit closer. Oh, I like this. This is a cool idea. Yeah, that my original role was slow worm, and if I'm honest, I'm kind of glad I said at the start that we'll be quite flexible with the roles. It's cheating a little bit, but I'm not sure slow worm would have had the same effect as like a deer. Daniel, I got slow worm, apothecary, greedy vibe. Don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'll try. It's what I rolled. It's what I must do. Like I was saying, Daniel, if you want some flexibility, go for it. I literally just said on stream no to a slow worm because I had no idea what I was gonna do for a slow worm. To be honest, I think it's gonna be a bit of a challenging one, which is why I asked Sidan to roll again for me to get deer. That should be a bit easier, I think. Cryptic, I really want to draw one of your frog characters. Maybe a content-based collab in the future. Hell yeah, buddy. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would absolutely love to try and draw some kind of, you know, marine iguana. I love your Galapagos tortoises. They are the design for them is so cool. And the lore behind them as well, like the guys having to like complete their trials to be able to like become a defense-based character. Yeah, definitely. I think once we've done this Halloween collab, we'll maybe have a chat about sorting out a collab swap for sure. I see so many other people's projects, and I have like maybe like some cool ideas for it or something like that. But I think like if you're doing like a collab swap, it's cool because then the other person can give you some cool perspectives on your own project. I think that's a cool thing with Inktober as well, especially if it's like everyone's doing the same kind of theme. It makes it a bit easier to get some ideas off of, you know, what everyone else is kind of coming up with, because everyone's had some really cool ideas for during the streams. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of those put into practice for Inktober. He's going to have the defensive hand up, scrabbling away. I'm going to get some references for these people in a moment. I'm just going to get an idea of what I want the scene to look like. Perhaps he's like standing on a control panel or something. Some vines on it, some nettles. Something like that. Daniel, I rolled again and got spider. Maybe he's like he's an apothecary. I'm not even sure, man. That's an unlucky roll. I mean, there's a difference rerolling something and choosing it. You definitely shouldn't just choose what you want, but rerolling something is definitely less cheaty. Yeah, I agree to that. I feel like you shouldn't just pick it out of the bunch. So like the deer one, we did reroll. And, you know, I rolled 10 of mine already because I'm going to do 5 on stream. So, and I must admit, I think I re-rolled at least one of them, I think. I had a really tricky one that I sat down and did some thumbnailing for, and I just had no ideas at all. So I think I've only re-rolled one other one, not including this one as well. But yeah, I agree, definitely. Don't just pick one out of the bunch because it kind of defeats the point. I think it is supposed to be a little bit challenging, right? But just do what we kind of did at the start here. Like, we started off this stream by just doing a bunch of thumbnails, and some of the guys were given a few ideas, and we ended up picking this one in the bottom. And that's how we kind of came to this idea here. So I think it's a good idea to. Oops, done it again. There we go. Yeah, it's a good idea to challenge yourself for sure. Do a big scary hunting dog with this one. Big mastiff or something. This guy's gonna have a fox hat. In fact, just to be a bit dark, we're gonna give him a badger hat. Connecting to his cloak. Cool. Right. Let's get some references up, and then we will start to draw some of these. So let's do a deer first. And we're going to do what the bucktooth deer called? A roe. They're called whitetail. There's some cute deer in the UK with teeth. Muntjac, that's what they're called. Muntjac. And they've got little teeth. Oh, it is actually an invasive species. Okay, well, we'll make an exception because they're very cute. Cryptic, hell yeah. Really excited for the October one, though. The collab swap is a killer idea. Yeah, I'm so happy you guys agreed to it. I think it was like, it's kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I think I said to you, I got the recommendation, that I got the idea from Monster Gardens one. But, yeah, I was like, oh, I really hope these guys agreed to it. But all of you were like super enthusiastic. I think it was really nice to see. Very motivating as well. So I think it's gonna be cool to see what you've done with Alba and Winter as well. I've got everything ready. I'm doing some extra drawings for it now, just to be extra ready. But we'll see how it goes. So muntjacs have little teeth, little vampire teeth. It's not really super clear he's a hatter, but we'll figure that out afterwards. Silk to patch wounds, silk to close wounds. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, trying to find like a way that the Fae could be useful for something. It could even be like, because he's like an apothecary. You know, maybe he's producing bandages. So he's not even like he's not like healing someone right now, but he's producing bandages for future wounds on on something. There's gonna be a fancy pants doctor, so he's gonna have some fancy pants clothes. Very cool. Frederick, I have slug doctor on my list. Oh, no. I don't think I got slug once. Let me have a look at my list. No, I didn't get slug. There was a few I didn't get. I didn't get slug. I didn't get a few of the birds. I think I got 2 of the birds. Did I? Or just 1? I got quail. And I got crow. Was it crow? Oh no, it was kestrel, I think. I need to look through it again, but I only got a couple birds. Riffy, I had no terror and it was unacceptable, so reroll. Yeah. Yeah, do you know, I think that's a good idea as well. It's like, okay, do you know, it's up to you if you want to you know, it doesn't really matter if you re-roll it a bunch of times, but if you have a particular idea for it, just go for it. Again, the whole point is to inspire you to try something new, but if you're immediately inspired by an idea and it's not quite what you've rolled, you could cheat. You could cheat a little bit. Who's gonna know? I haven't done it. I promise. I promise I haven't done it. But if you guys want to cheat a little bit because you're really inspired to draw something specific, they're not gonna know, are they? Nobody's gonna know. Only you. Only you can judge yourself. Right, the Hatter part will come into this at some point. For now, he's just got a cool hat. It's a cute little monk jack. Hey, Badger friend, what's the currency of the acceleration? Because I want to put some absurd pieces on the hats. My greedy quail hatter. Greedy quail hatter is a great one. So this is something I've been considering because obviously, you know, the plan is to make a TTRPG for this. Just messing with his legs here. To do a bit more like scared. There you go. It's a bit better. So the current thing I have as an idea is bartering, like a bartering system. So you want stuff, you need to have food or clothes, or a bit like medieval, essentially. But I might do it as just be really boring and do like marble pieces. That was my other idea. Is because, you know, pre-tech is made of this substance called marble, which is this like really versatile, flexible metal, which essentially becomes super rigid when electricity passes through it, or like the power source that is used by the pre-tech. So the idea was maybe to do like marble pieces as a form of currency, and it's a big reason why like marble is like pre-tech stuff is so valuable, because, you know, people go out and if you can collect big enough pieces there and get away with it, then you can make a lot of money. But of course, it's super dangerous because you have things like war titans. Like you wouldn't want to strip a war titan because it could probably kill you quite easily. So I would say for now, bartering. If you want to have like a good solid answer, I would say Lazy Crow, like bartering, like people trading pre-tech items or something could be a good one. No, I'll catch up on some of these messages. Sorry. Riffy rolled all of them 2 in advance. Oh, good. I'm glad other people have done it. I felt a bit like I was cheating when I did that, but I'm glad other people have decided to do it as well. Sronix, wait, hold on. I think I got something wrong. What's an apothecary? So apothecary, I think, is someone who makes medical supplies, right? Apothecary is an archaic English term for a medical professional who formulates and dispenses materia medica to physicians. So they like create medical stuff. They're not like, I don't think they're like a surgeon. Okay, so like essentially they became pharmacists or chemists. So they like apothecary is the typical thing of person making potions, I guess, in like a lot of fantasy stuff. Daniel, I love how if I put apothecary on the internet, I take some inspo. All I find is 40k Warhammer apothecary. Yeah, you got to get someone in there to get the gene seed to bring back. Very important job. So Throndix, you could do it as a person who sells medicine. I think that's cool, like a snake oil salesman or like yeah. So because they produce it, so they could be selling it privately. But I think they would have a lot of like obviously like patients and a lot of customers who were like essentially doctors and things like that. You could be quite flexible with it. I'm just looking at this image that I need a lot more practice. I think I would say the same if I was looking at your writing side. I definitely need to practice writing a bit more. My image. Okay, I thought you talking about mine. Oh, bloody slapping my own back there. Oh dear, how embarrassing. Yeah, I get that feeling sometimes when I look at my images and I'm like, oh, I need to go back and study fundamentals again. There you go, Laserco. Yeah, they sell medicine and drugs. Okay, Laserco, no problem. Oh, everyone's already said this. I'm sorry. I'm a bit slow in reading the chat. So that's great. Still be a barter system. If I remember, pre-tech is quite hard to find. It is. It is. So a lot of it's either destroyed or buried, you know, beneath the Great Forest or below the sea, or collected by very rich people. So there's like collectors around the island, or you know, dragons, or cults, or you know, religions and things like that who would hoard pre-tech. Because of course it would be super valuable, especially if you know how to use it. And there's like some, especially the great universities, they pay people to collect it. But it's also super dangerous. You know, it's a bit like, I really want to do it like Magic in 40k, where it's like, okay, you can use it, but I mean, it might blow up, or like, you know, destroy the whole city, or create like a black hole or something. It's like, essentially like, imagine super weapons being developed 1,000 years from now. That's the kind of stuff that is available as pre-tech, essentially. So it's very, very dangerous stuff. But I mean, it's yeah, up to you if you want to risk it for the biscuit. I basically interpret it as a pharmacist, but that makes his own medicine. So yeah, perfect. That's I think, like everyone said, I think that's exactly what it is. Oh dear, this guy's kind of broken his foot, isn't he? Poor guy. Let's fix your foot. There you go. Oh, these guys are a bit small. Let's make him a bit bigger. Okay. Right. I think we got the kind of a good base for this. Let's do. Really, this one should be the front. let's do a bit of the area. I want to do it a bit different. So what's a cool kind of location? In fact, maybe I can have him like coming out of the water or something. I haven't really done much stuff with like water. Yeah, let's do that. That's fun. All right, we won't bin that. We'll just come back to that. So we'll do him kind of. He's kind of stepping in the water because that already looks like he's in water a little bit. So he's in like a lake in a forest. But and then obviously coming out of the lake, he's going to be a titan. So I haven't really done much. I haven't done a lot with the pre-tech stuff, right? Other than the pre-tech video and the bit with the Swamps of Icenia. So it'd be good to develop some more stuff on that. Do a bit more lopsided because that's scarier. Maybe the other way. You can kind of see his smile as he comes out. He's got some seaweed on his head. In fact, if we just block out this deer, be a good way to do it. Daniel, I'm looking spider species in the UK. I can see what kind of spider I use for this one. I recommend a jumping spider, because jumping spiders are the best. They're very cute, they're very funny, and they've got big eyes, so they're a bit easier to draw. So yeah, definitely. I think jumping spider would be a good option. Move this deer's backpack to the land so it's not getting wet. He's just rushed into the water. It's looking pretty cool. Yeah, we'll move his backpack. God, my iPad is super hot. If the stream turns off suddenly, it's because my iPad is set on fire. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Why is it so hot? That's strange. I quite like the other skull. We could have that still coming out of the water, just make it a bit smaller. do that statue a bit more accurate after. It'd be good to establish like a good idea for the image, and then we'll figure out after. Let me look at inspiration for forest lake. UK. Very good image. Inspiration. Nothing really. Not super inspired. Lake District, or oh, that's a good one. Okay, do that one. Nice. Do like a grassy verge. So it's like he's gone down into the water. Maybe he just thought it was like a rock or something on the floor. And then a big tree going up. We'll just put these two together. That looks pretty cool. I'm gonna do the spiders are weird folk. Let's see how that ends up. I think spiders would be weird folk, right? It's like, you know, there's no way they don't look super creepy. Roman statue. I think it's kind of like inevitable that people would be freaked out by them. Oh, that's a good one. I'm looking at Roman statues here. Oh, basically, I have to restart this head. Okay, let's restart this head. I managed to carve wavy hair into marble, but it makes it more difficult to draw. It's kind of sad. Sad is scary as well. We'll do him climbing up with like robot arms attached to his face. Or a bit of a different vibe. There's a dolphin sea serpent at my way. Dolphin sea serpent's a cool idea. It's like a bit like on old maps you would see some of the monsters on there. Myosotis. Wasp spiders are quite striking. Or zebra jumping spiders, you prefer something really cute. Yeah, I agree. Zebra jumping spiders are a cool one. Don't have to worry about Bard safety in his office. If you hear me screaming, it's just because my iPad's on fire. So don't worry too much. It's cool. It is cooling down a bit now. I had it charging whilst I was streaming, so that's probably why. Daniel, I want to use one this proficient. with silk, as I want to integrate the aspect of the spider in the job of the apothecary. Yeah, go for it, man. I haven't really done that much in the acceleration, but it is something that I think is very present. It's like the usefulness of animals. I think I kind of mentioned it with like, sea animals being very present in like the fishing industry. So definitely, I think like a spider could be super useful as like a trapper or, like I said, like an apothecary or something. For sure. Right, so I'll catch up on some of these messages before I keep going ahead. I also learned I don't know how to draw a greedy bat. I'll try again day 2. It's on Discord. Let's have a look. Ooh. Salsicern, thanks for joining us, mate. Are we giving prompt ideas or what's going on? Yeah, we've done the prompt ideas. I think everyone else is shouting out there. So we rolled up Dear Hatter Gloomy. So it's a bit wild at the moment, as you can see in the image, but there is a plan for sure. Essentially, it's like a deer hatter who's been attacked by trappers. So guys, basically humans who want to steal his fur. And he's trying to defend himself at a river, and they're all running away, and he's like, haha, that'll show you. Not realizing that there's a war titan waking up behind him, essentially. I said I'm going to make my first piece with a background next. Simple one. Nice. Myosotis, Daniel the wasp spider, making cool patterns into the webs like zigzag lines. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. To the start, I just rolled my prompts. Definitely some interesting ones. What did you get? I got to make a slow worm, a dragon worshipper. Slow worm dragon is a cool idea. Just that. Essentially, it'd be like a worm, like an old school historical dragon from ye olde medieval days. Let's give my quail a devious smile, you greedy quail. The dolphin sea serpent is Sidon's friend. Don't have to put emotions on a bat. Yeah, it's pretty difficult with animals. Without making them look strange, I think it's impossible to make an animal, give an animal emotions on its face, I think. Then I found the species I want to use. Now I just need to adapt it to a weird folk. I want to do something slightly humanoid, but still really spider-like. Might modify the body segments of the body. Yeah, you can kind of bend it. Like this deer doesn't really have normal proportions. It's kind of just the face, right, on like a human body. I think that's fine. It's like a good way to adapt it to like a Fae kind of body, for sure. You can give this war titan a bit of a sad face. Onyx horseshoe crab Fae, realizing how medicine in the modern world are made. Anyway, he can make the big bucks by draining himself. Yeah, he like walks into a lab. Mom, Dad, what's going on? Poor horseshoe crabs. Evolve for this. For their elixir blood. Sasasan. What's FAETOBER? Sasasan, if you head over to... Oh yeah, Triple Stab said it. Roll the die, get a prompt, and draw your little Fae. Like Inktober, but Fae. So Sazon, I don't know if you're in the Discord. If you head over to the Discord, there's a little Inktober slide, and I would say if you check the pinned messages, you can see the rules on there. But essentially, you have to try and make a Fae. You roll some dice and you make a Fae. I'll show you on the stream actually. So essentially, we've got where's it gone? Okay, we've got a FAETOBER thing here. So you roll a d20. That's the animal you're going to choose. And Fae are kind of like evolved animals who can kind of walk on two legs and speak to humans, and they wear clothes and they have jobs and stuff like that. You're going to roll the job he has by rolling 2d6, and you're going to roll the vibe of the image by rolling a d6. And then that's your Fae. And you have to try and draw it. So we're doing 15 of these over October, or 16 if you're crazy. And we're going to try and everyone's going to try and see how many they can do, essentially, or just try and complete the challenge. So the plan is, yeah, by the end of October, you'll have 15 or 16 images to kind of show for it. So yeah, we're going to be posting them in Inktober as well if you want to follow along. Myocetus, Slow Worm Dragon would be really cool. I work with them sometimes. Slow Worms and Dragons. Found that they can vary a lot. Some are nearly black, and some males have bright blue spots. That's really interesting. Myocetus, are you like a biologist or like a conservationist or something? I've already seen a couple of slow worms in my life, but very cute. This guy look a bit more panicked. Bend him over. Like really human proportions. Right, I need to get some inspiration for people running away. People running away. That one's not bad. Not bad. If I do dog running away. Dog scared. From behind. Well, that's a good one. Oh, poor dog. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to do a different dog. Different scared dog. Go. Tail between the legs. Ears back. Of course, he's a hunting dog, so he needs to be bigger. Big dog. Do his head bent. Okay. That's not too bad. Ears back. Ears down. Right, let's get a bit of colour on this fish. The ultimate colour secret is making a mess, first of all. Got the right layer. Do a bit of browny water. We'll do the water on a separate layer. It's gonna be like pretty shallow water. And then some grass on top. Yellow. We'll do that as a separate layer as well. $16 if you're crazy. What was 16? Slug, yeah. Slug dragon. Someone have to be very brave to do that. Do a bit more yellow as well. We'll use some kind of stamp brush to help us a bit with these leaf shape. The grass shape, sorry. And we'll paint this dude. Like a Titan, Attack on Titan. That's okay. I should really have done a bit more on this one. And not so much. In fact, we'll just do all of this lake. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Don't explain the username. Yeah. Daniel, making the shop is going to be difficult. More difficult than Spider itself. Yeah, I'm the same as you. I really struggle with architectural illustration. I think it's like almost like a different type of art, right? Angle's not quite right, but that's fine. We'll figure that out afterwards. On a more serious note, that's very cool. I'm not one yet, but I am a biology student. Nice. I like that. I like that this project has attracted my people. People who like bugs and frogs and birds and other beasties. You guys speak my language. Just this guy's. Scalped the giant there. Oops. Right, we get some paint behind these guys. Let's give them a nice pink. That's done. Alright, I'm going to try and do it right now. Nice. Yeah, I think we've got a bunch of people doing it this year, which is cool. First year and already loads of people getting into it. So really happy about that. I think hopefully by the end of October, we're going to have a bunch of art to show for it. I might even do like a little community video or post just to show off what everyone's managed to do. I was thinking of doing like a temporary role or like a role until next year for everyone who participates a little bit in Inktober. So it'd be like Inktober frogs, or I don't know, the Inktober dragon cultist or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll let you guys decide, but something along those lines, where it'd be like a temporary role for having completed it. So I feel like that. It's not a big deal, I guess, but it'd be cool to have that kind of. Maybe that'd be like an extra little bit of motivation. Maybe like everyone has to state how many. Why is that not working? Oh, that was racing. How many images they want to get done, and if you complete it, then you get the server tag at the end. Could be a cool way to do it. I think the problem here is the angle is a bit weird, right? It should really be. It's just too flat. That's none of the characters are very flat. I'm gonna do this. I want that to be closer, right? And this bit to be further. Oh, there you go. Okay. Like that. That immediately looks better. I'm gonna do that. Okay, if I do it on the grass first. That's goes together. In fact, it was good to save it first. There we go. And then we'll do this one. So I'm super focused here, so I'm not speaking much, but we could use like some stuff in the background. That should look better. Still going to be a bit better. If I squash up these bandits, we should. Oops. Okay, cool. I think it's looking a little bit better already. I drew the quail, I drew the nuclear explosion mushroom in the cauldron, and now I need to draw the damn background. Backgrounds are always the most difficult. Chris is here. Hey, Chris. How's it going, mate? I've been recently low-key obsessed with monkeys, not gonna lie. The question is, are they monkey fae? So, I think, so the way with the acceleration, a lot of the stuff we do is essentially in the UK. That's how we kind of, that's how we kind of describe it. So it's like anything you want to do is basically in the UK. That being said, You can kind of do what you like. I think part of the community challenge is to try and for everyone to be like similar stuff. So if you want to do like similar to everyone else, I think everyone is going for animals in the British Isles. But at the end of the day, you know, do whatever inspires you, I think is the best way to say it. I'm actually wondering if I won't make it a journal or manual, like textbook type art style. So I need to train for it anyway for my own project. Do it, man. Go for it. Yeah, I think, you know, that I've always considered that to be a big aspect of the acceleration. We can kind of get rid of this one. Get rid of all of these. Is a big aspect of the blah 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 blah. What am I thinking? Of Inktober, where we'll put that back, and then where you're supposed to kind of really develop yourself as best you can. So yeah, I think especially if you do it for like your own project, I feel like that could be a really cool idea. We'll do this guy's face, but then we'll do perhaps like a mechanical arm going into the water and kind of pushing him out of the water. So you've got like water dripping off of it, like to show that it's waking up. If you do the background. Oops. Let's get the background on the go here. Also like a forest. Like a bank as well at the back. Let's do that first. We'll do a bunch of trees in the back. In fact, if we do it with some of my cool brushes. Oops. Oh, too big. Decisions. Chris, what prompts did you roll for this? It was Deer, Hatter, Gloomy. Sidan rolled the Fae. I think it was it Fox? Or no, sorry, Frederick rolled the Job. And Riffy rolled the Vibe. Sidan did roll. To be honest, he did roll. Blah blah blah. He rolled a Slow Worm. First of all, and I was like, no, give me another one, please. Oh, I like this one. So he rolled me another one, which was very good. So I didn't have to worry too much about that. So, yeah, so we've got kind of a gloomy vibe going on here. Alright, just doing a bit of a mess about with this. What I might do is group them again. I'm being very inefficient with my groups here. Push them together and then blurry blur. do like a dirty lake. We'll make this a bit more 3D. A bit flat at the moment. In fact, I think the way to do that would be with the grass. If we get just something like, I like this one. Darker. Darker. This guy's a bit too far forward, so I'm going to move this guy back. Been throwing this guy around a lot, but he's in the wrong place. Might just move him. Right, you are being deleted, my friend. We'll come back to you if we want to a bit later. And you are being promoted to being closer. I feel like this still feels chaotic. So I low-key got the weirdest prompts. I could get crab, dragon piece, acceptance. Boiled crab sacrifice. Yeah, I remember the UK part, but I remember you mentioned that there are some FAE out other regions. I'm tripping. What dragon should be the dragon piece? Yeah, so there are other dragons. There are other FAE, sorry. So yeah, they do exist in other parts of the world. They haven't really been mentioned much in the acceleration, but yeah. So they do exist. The reason I really do like British Isles is just to stick to the kind of vibe that we've got going. I think I really wanted to do something like local to me, and that felt very British. Because I am a Brit myself. So that's the main reason, to be honest. And also because a lot of the aesthetics for this draws from 17th century Britain, as opposed to, you know, something that would look super different, like 17th century Mexico, or 17th century Japan, or Korea, or something like that. So, yeah, that's why, essentially. I didn't want to create loads of different vibes for the same project. When I thought just focusing on 17th century England, and well, the British Isles in the 17th century would be a good way to kind of keep everything cohesive. At least that was the idea. This guy is being moved because he's kind of pointless here. I might delete him as well. I'm not really happy with him. Oops. Okay. We'll put someone in there in a second. I don't really think like he's serving any purpose at the moment. We do need another person in there, I think. It's not enough. But yeah, we'll figure out. Yeah. Now, what dragon should be a priest? You could do a crab. You could do like a bit of a funny one, like where it's like a bunch of crabs worshipping like a slightly bigger crab. There is actually a crab dragon. So it might be that. Like they're worshipping the crab dragon. But yeah, I would say maybe do them like doing like a ritual on the beach, or you could have them doing something else. I don't know, sacrificing something or something along those lines. I'll admit, I cheated a bit with mine. I couldn't get the Ryan Gosling meme out of my head, so I chose Lighthouse Keeper instead of Emergent. Oh, Chris. The betrayal. Yeah, I agree with Riffy. I immediately forgive you because I love I love that picture. So as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. So you've done well with that one, Chris. All right, let's start doing a bit of lighting. What's this? Oh. What's you? Nothing? Okay. What? There's nothing there. Okay, let's have a look. Gosh, it's 10 past 10 already. God, I haven't got very far with this. Right, let's get some lighting down on these pictures. In fact, it'd be easier if we do it per item. Oopsie. Sorry, I'm very focused, which is why I'm not talking. Daniel Lopez, Brad, you're being my friend. He's about to get absolutely atomized for sure. These guys will be in a bit more shade, as if they're like under some trees. That looks a bit like Batman. Definitely need another guy in here, I think, but again, we'll figure that out after. Right, let's get some color on these friends. Chris, I just recently watched Blade Runner 2049, so it was fresh on my mind. Is that broken statue in the background? It is a pre-tech drone. So there's some of like the from the apocalypse that happened. There's some of the like super weapons essentially that existed at that time. So yeah, it's gonna be a big scary monster essentially. So you can wear lots of fur. So we'll figure out the fur after. Big fur jacket. If I change these to be brown, it'll make things a bit easier. Looking a bit shabby at the moment, but it'll come together. Daniel, the difficult thing with Apothecary is that they work with a lot of equipment, so I want to give the right vibe. I need to draw a lot of weird equipment. Yeah, you're right. Do you know, maybe a way to do it would be like, just do loads of test tubes. Do loads of like glass vials and like bits and bobs that they would have in their office. But like, you know, I think people won't. It doesn't really need to make sense, if you know what I mean. Like, you could do it where it's not actually like real equipment, but the vibe of the equipment would still be there. It's mandatory for them to have a lot of knickknacks, exactly, like Chris said. I actually found about the Fall Guy recently, now looking for some free time to watch it. Fall Guy. The Fall Guy. Is that the one about the... Oh yeah, it's like the, what are they called? Stunt doubles. I really like the one he did with Russell Crowe. Ryan Gosling... Russell Crowe. The Nice Guys. That's a great film. So I think it's like 2 private investigators or something, like working together, and it's very good. It's a really, really good film. Weird equipment can be fun to draw. Maybe some herb drying racks. Yeah, that's a good idea. So it's really short about the Fall Guy from some interview with Ryan Gosling. It was fantastic, like a movie. And Apothecary is dried herbs, mushrooms, weird roots, mortar and pestle, scales. Awesome. I think that's some great suggestions there. Yeah, so like a bunch of random stuff that still kind of makes sense, but itself is like super random. Oops. I'm gonna just be pushing this stuff. So I don't think, yeah, it doesn't need to be like super accurate. I don't think anyone's gonna bring you up on what you're putting in terms of equipment there. But yeah, you could totally do like a bunch of different bits and bobs, I think, or knickknacks, like Chris said. That's so transparent. It's weird. Maybe we got a better hairbrush. I just do. Yeah. We can give him like a bunch of like animal skulls on his belt. He's got with him. And this dog needs like a big spike collar, of course. One of those bear hunting collars. And a big like skinning knife as well. We'll give it to this guy. He's got a big knife. That's going okay. Nice Guys was a solid movie. Love both him and Russell Crowe. Me too. Both awesome actors. Riffy, with weird equipment, you can easily cheat and say it should look like that because, well, nobody knows how it actually works. Yeah. So if you're doing a concept art project, then it's a bad idea. Yeah, you're right. It needs to be kind of logical in a sense. Now I'm drawing a giant statue on like spider legs, so you know, doesn't make sense. Don't explain it. Don't explain it to nobody. My favorite part of drawing anything pre-tech is, of course, the glowing eyes. As well. We need to make this water. Does water look watery? Let's do that next. How do I do watery water? So we want lots of green because there's a forest above it. And of course this is going to be dark because there's a drone above it. And then we'll do some blue. Then we need to make it ripply. If we do jitters, that might work. Kind of watery. No, not at all. Not at all. Terrible. Terrible. Let's try again. Oh, I've missed a bunch here. Finally done my first full art piece. What are we doing? Still drawing. We haven't got that far, to be honest. Still on our way. It should be a bit submerged here, I think. Make it more interesting. He's kind of coming, he's like halfway out of the water. It's actually deeper than it looks. Oops. Panzer of the Lake. Some vibes, some chills, some terror. Yeah, a bit of everything. Daniel. Oh yeah, all that. I've already been looking at pictures of apothecary shops to get the vibe right. I'm talking about more scientific equipment that they tend to have in the office. I think myosotis. Sorry for pronunciation there. He had some good ideas. So mushrooms, weird roots, mortar and pestle, dried herbs, scales. I think that's some good shouts for apothecary. Like Chris says, yeah. Like a burner or some scales, yeah. So I wish I could do that glow stuff with colours and digital art. I'm limited. Yeah, glow is like a lot more difficult, I find, with traditional art. Good reason, Saidan, to get a get into digital. Digital's the way the fun is. What I'm looking for. We can cheat. If I use like one of these brushes. And then if I do it, it's kind of like yellowy. I want it to be dark as well. I'm not good at drawing water at all. A lot darker. Oops. It's too heavy. Too heavy. Maybe a texture brush. Nope. This weird one. Nope. I'm too lazy to do it by myself. Right, I have to do it by myself. A little bit of pre-tech equipment. That's a good idea, Chris. Yeah. Because if it's like a spider who's like specialized in creating medicinal items, then yeah, you probably would have some pre-tech equipment. That's a cool idea, Chris. Always coming in to save the day. There you go. That's a bit more watery. My laziness preventing me from just making the effort to draw some water. The lighting's really screwing with this. If I do my favorite thing, which is bum. And then just get rid of a bunch of all this. Favorite way to cheat. Let's just spend a lot of time working on the lighting. If we again smudge all this. clearing the forest. You can even do it like up to here, so it catches a little bit of this guy. Even catches a little bit of the dog. Use a reference for this image, really. How do I do watery water? Basically, every artist who ever existed. Yes. I feel their pain. They feel my pain. You guys feel my pain. I feel your pain. It is unfair that there is not a special water brush that I can just use to ignore my job of having to draw water. It's not fair. I'm very upset about it. It's kind of coming together a little bit. I've kind of forgotten about the hatter part of this image. But again, we'll come back to that. I feel like maybe the Titan's too big. If I did him like kind of smaller. Or bigger. Or really big. Interesting. Oh, running out of battery. Excuse me, that's my iPad telling me to get to bed, I think. I quite like that because I don't know, it feels like it fits the frame a bit more. What do you guys think? Do you think big drone or little drone? Right, let's duplicate this one. Okay, so that's drone number 1. And drone number 2. We'll do big. So obviously with the shading would be different, but big drone or little drone? Big drone. Get a full little drone. Big drone. Little drone. I'm quite liking big drone. What do you guys think? Daniel, the spider has things to crash things, to powder, equipment to take samples, to scale, lots of weird looking bottles with stuff. Now I just need to draw the human, so I've cooked. Human's always tricky. Then I just did an ocean painting. Water is hard, yeah, exactly. Traditional art is still good to practice shading and how light affects the subject. Yeah, true. True. I think a lot of artists do like value studies, right? Because I think with if you're doing stuff in the correct values, then it should still look good no matter what. So I think, yeah, doing traditional is always useful, for sure. Daniel, Bard, I need help. How do I draw a human? Alright, Daniel, crash course. Ready? Human. Oops. Human. Head. Body. Hip. Legs. Legs are just triangles. Lots of different triangles. So you got a triangle here to the knee. You got a triangle here. to the ankle. You got a triangle here for the foot. Triangle. Triangle. Circle for the knee. Triangle. Okay, hip. Guess what? It's a triangle. Body. Bent rectangle. Do a little circle. Do a bigger circle. Bigger circle. 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 Circle, circle. Fingers. Fingers. Oh, we haven't done circle. Fingers. Hand. And then face. Oops. Very important. Face needs to be, guess what? Big circle. Guess what the eyes are? Smudge. Oh no, bigger smudge. Rectangle smudge. Rectangle smudge. Triangle. Line, line. And then make him a spider. That's too many arms. One more. Oops. Guess what? Chris, spider. Guess what? More arms. More eyes. Oh no, we're almost out of time. Mandibles. Spider. There you go. Crash course complete. Delete. Okay. Right. Let's see what everyone said. A sucker for technology and medieval stuff mixed. I am too. That's why I love Warhammer, because that's exactly what it is. It's just a mix of random stuff, random old stuff mixed with obviously like science fiction. Sci-fi fantasy, yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to describe it. Certainly, how to draw humanity, an age-old question. How to draw your own kind? Well, not making them look uncanny. Yeah, you want that uncanny valley type feeling. Give him a whirly copter hat. Okay, we've got big drone from Chris. Small drone, Throndix. Small drone from Sidean. This feels like a poll moment. Big drone. Question. Small drone. Question. Okay, we're still going to have a last minute poll just before I shoot off. Let me know what you guys think. Big drone or small drone? I'll show you another picture. So we've got big drone. Big drone. Small drone. Big drone. Small drone. Big drone. I'll show you big drone with the shading. So it'll be like this, right? Then this. A big drone. Small drone. Big drone, small drone. What's that? Oh, small drone is winning. 60-40. It's a close one. Ruffy. Yeah, you missed the very bad anatomy speedrun. It's a tough one. Oh, looks like small drone is winning. Let's have a look again. Small drone, big drone. Small drone, big drone, small drone. They both look kind of cool. I think small drone's going to win it. All right, 67-33. And to make it official, big drone is being deleted. So I'm sorry, guys, you voted for the death of Big Drone. He's gone forever. We will never remember him. Not in the history books. Nowhere else. R.I.P. Okay, right. I think I'm going to have to end it there because it is kind of time to go to bed. I just need to... It's got to look slightly more underwater. I might submerge little drone a little bit more. Let me just duplicate. Like that. And then... pick that bit out afterwards. A bit like the Statue of Liberty head. Oops. Wrong one. This one here. Oh yeah, I think submerge looks a bit cooler, right? Okay, right. Well, I'll figure that out afterwards, I think. Who was cracking jokes on Discord? Who was? RIP Big Drone. 2025, 2025. Big Drone looks bigger, but the small one is better for composition. Yeah, you guys are right. I think it does look better. And I'll try to develop the background a bit as well, so it's a bit more interesting. I want to do it like a big open lake, a bit like at the end of, do you know, what's the Studio Ghibli film? Princess Mononoke, when they have those big lakes in the forest, something like that. Oh no, the spider is already made. I just need to make the man. He's selling the meds twice the actual price, since the spider has already prices written in threads. The silk. Nice. Oh, I see. I actually have to draw a real human. I'm gonna draw this man cloaked and from behind. Call it a day. Yeah, and then it looks more sinister as well. So that's a good way to do it. Chris is killing it every time, so we sketch the rip for drone. R.I.P. Oh, I can't even do it. Okay, never mind. It's almost done. I just need to name this quail. You've got to give him a beautiful name. Now that's what I call perfect time. I just finished Mr. Apothequail. My quail apothecary is in acceptance. I'll post in the Discord in a few seconds. Yeah, I'm not quite finished with mine. Hopefully I'll be able to get it finished before tomorrow. Otherwise I'll be in big trouble if I fail the first night of Inktober. I think we'll call it a night there. I might even try and get this done before I go to bed. But that'll do. I think everyone else was a lot more efficient than me. I was a bit slow there. Great stream again, guys. Very, very nice to have you all here, of course. I appreciate you guys being here and helping me along with this. And it's good to hear you guys cracking on with Inktober as well. Everyone got some good suggestions. Or it seems like everyone's working on their art very well. So good to hear. It's almost done. Anyone got any recommendations for a quail? A greedy quail. You could call him. What's a good name? Quail. Sail, mail, tail, jail, chail, rail. I'll try and think of something. We'll figure it out. Quimby the quail. Quincy quail. Quincy quail's a great one. Quim or Quimberly. I like both of those. A headstone for the stone head. Yeah, we'll fit it in there somewhere. Right, guys, I'm going to close the stream there, I think. It's time for me to go to bed and get ready to sleep. Thank you all for stopping by and getting stuck in with this Inktober challenge. I think it's going to be cool to see everyone's stuff once it's ready. I think at the end of every 2 days, or maybe or every second, I might do a little collage of everyone's efforts and put them together, so we can have like a weekly feedback of what everyone's like got done. But good luck, everyone, with today's and the next 2, or is it 3, Inktober sessions. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's stuff, and we'll keep it up in the channel. Just keep everyone motivated. Remember to comment on everyone's posts and stuff like that, just to keep everyone interested. And I think it's always good to see a lot of feedback on your art. So yeah, make sure to leave everyone some nice positive feedback and stuff like that. But good to have you all here. Thank you for the stream. Good night. Good night, Riffy. Thanks. Have a good night. Good luck, everyone, with FAETOBER. Thanks, Chris. Have a nice weekend. Good night to all, and see you next week. Thanks, Rundix. Lazy Crow, Myosotis, Riffy, Chris, Throndix, Lazy Crow, Daniel, Sidan. Who else do we have in today? We also had in Salison. We had in Trivial Stuff. We had in Frederick and Cryptic, Galapagos as well. Thank you all, guys. Really appreciate you stopping by as usual. It's really good to have you here. And remember to read Sidan's Law, everybody. Yeah, honestly, I promise you I will read at least another chapter this week, Sidan. I've read the first one and I really enjoyed it. So I will make sure to read another one this week, I promise. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Or day, or morning, or evening, or afternoon, or whatever. And I will see you in the Discord or next week. All the best, chaps. See you next time.